Elon Musk has $470 billion. You're watching YouTube videos about success at 2 a.m. He's building rockets to Mars. You can't even start that side project you've been talking about for months. What's the difference? It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's not even money. It's how he thinks. And in the next 10 minutes, I'll show you exactly what's stopping you. Let me guess your routine. You wake up with big plans. You're going to be productive today. You're going to finally start that business, learn that skill, make that change. But then, nothing happens. You scroll. You overthink. You wait for the perfect moment. You tell yourself you'll start Monday, or next month, or when you have more money. Here's the brutal truth. You're operating on autopilot. You're solving problems the way everyone else solves them. You're following the same paths, reading the same advice, taking the same safe steps. And that's exactly why you're getting the same mediocre results. Studies show that 92% of people never achieve their New Year's goals. Not because they're lazy, but because they're thinking inside the same box everyone else is trapped in. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is literally breaking the laws of what we thought was possible. So what does he know that you don't? The answer is something called first principles thinking, and it's the single most powerful mental model that separates visionaries from everyone else. Here's how most people think. They look at how things are currently done and they make small improvements. They follow conventions. They accept limitations as facts. This is called reasoning by analogy. You see everyone selling products on Amazon, so you try to sell products on Amazon. You see people getting degrees to get jobs, so you get a degree to get a job. You copy what works. Safe, logical, and completely average. But first principles thinking, that's different. It's the practice of breaking down complex problems to their fundamental truths and building up from there. Forget what everyone says should work. Forget the conventional wisdom. Strip everything down to the basic laws of physics, economics, and human nature. Then ask, what's actually possible? This isn't new. Aristotle called it reasoning from first principles over 2,000 years ago. But most people never use it because it's uncomfortable. It requires you to question everything, to challenge assumptions, to think for yourself instead of following the herd. And that's scary. Your brain is wired for efficiency. It wants shortcuts. It wants to pattern match what's worked before. Evolution programmed you this way for survival. But here's the problem. What got humanity here won't get you there. In a rapidly changing world, the old playbooks don't work anymore. The rules have changed. The game has changed. And if you keep playing by the old rules, you'll keep losing. Let me show you exactly how Elon Musk used this thinking to build SpaceX. In the early 2000s, Elon wanted to send a rocket to Mars. He went to Russia to buy intercontinental ballistic missiles. The Russians quoted him $8 million per rocket. Too expensive. Here's where most people would have quit. Guess rockets are just expensive. That's how it is. But Musk asked a different question. What is a rocket really made of? He broke it down to first principles. A rocket is aerospace-grade aluminum alloys, titanium, copper, carbon fiber. He looked up the cost of raw materials on commodity markets. Turns out, the material cost of a rocket was only about 2% of the typical price. 2%. The rest? Manufacturing processes, overhead, old aerospace industry practices, massive profit margins. So Musk asked, what if we build the rockets ourselves? Everyone said it was impossible. NASA had spent decades and billions. Boeing and Lockheed Martin had monopolies. Rockets were too complex, too dangerous, too expensive. But Musk didn't care what was impossible. He cared about what was physically possible. So he started SpaceX in 2002. He hired young, hungry engineers, not aerospace veterans stuck in old ways. Fresh minds willing to question everything. The first 3 rocket launches failed, exploded. By 2008, SpaceX was almost bankrupt. Musk had one launch left, one chance. September 28, 2008. Falcon 1 became the first privately funded liquid fuel rocket to reach orbit. Today, SpaceX launches rockets for $2,720 per kilogram to orbit. NASA's space shuttle cost $60,000 per kilogram. That's a 95% cost reduction. How? By questioning every assumption. Do rockets need to be disposable? Made them reusable? Do we need specialized aerospace contractors? Built in-house? Do we need to follow NASA's processes? Created new ones? First, principles. Thinking. He didn't accept the world as it was. He rebuilt it from the ground up. And now SpaceX is valued at over $480 billion. So how do you actually use this? Here's your action plan. Step 1. Identify your problem. What's the one thing you've been putting off? That business idea? Career change? Creative project? Write it down. Step 2. Strip away assumptions. Ask yourself, what do I believe about this that might not be true? Example, I need $50,000 to start a business. Is that actually true? Or did you just copy someone else's path? I need a degree for this career. Or do you need skills and proof of competence? This market is too saturated. Or are you just afraid to compete? Step 3. Break it down to fundamentals. What are the basic truths? What are the actual requirements, stripped of all the shoulds and conventional wisdom? If you want to start a business, fundamental truth, you need to solve a problem people will pay for. Not necessary. Fancy office, perfect business plan, huge investment. Step 4. Rebuild from scratch. Now, with just the fundamentals, ask, what's the simplest, most direct path to my goal? Ignore how others did it. What would you do if you were starting from zero, with no playbook? Step 5. Test rapidly. Musk didn't theorize about rockets for years. He built them and launched them. They exploded. He learned. He tried again. You won't think your way to success. You have to experiment your way there. This is the difference. Most people ask, how has this been done before? First principles thinkers ask, how could this be done? Most people optimize existing solutions. First principles thinkers invent new ones. Most people follow paths. First principles thinkers create them. The question is, which person will you be? For more psychology-backed breakdowns of what actually separates winners from everyone else. Next week, why Oprah built a billion-dollar empire and you can't even start. The answer will surprise you. See you then.